If you want to use the iPad Pro for note-taking or creating art, the Apple Pencil is a no-brainer. You need it. Or do you?
Hey, what's up everyone? I hope you're all well and healthy. It's great to see all of your happy faces. I'm Patrick and this is where I ramble about tech and other stuff I like. Now before we start, I want to give a quick shout out to my man Kevin Conway. He just turned 10 years old, double digits. Happy birthday, buddy. So today we're going to do a comparison between the Apple Pencil and the Logitech Crayon. Sure, the Apple Pencil is really good, and being an Apple product, it'll work flawlessly with your iPad. But at $120, it's not cheap. Half the money buys you the Logitech Crayon. So how good is the Crayon, and do you really need the Apple Pencil? Let's ramble.
Hold up, place go wild when I pull up. They all on me like it once.
So the first and most obvious difference is the appearance. The Apple Pencil has a sleek design, it's very well balanced, and has about the same dimensions as a regular pen or pencil. It has a flat side, which not only prevents it from rolling off your desk, it also keeps it in place perfectly when it's snapped onto the iPad magnetically. The Logitech Crayon has a more robust looking design, which almost makes it look like a carpenter's pencil. I heard a lot of people say it's ugly, but I kinda like the way it looks. The Crayon has an aluminum body, a plastic tip, and a rubberized bottom, with a plug to protect the lightning connector. What's cool is that neither of them really need any Bluetooth pairing. The Apple Pencil pairs as soon as it snaps onto the iPad, and the Crayon uses its own charge to connect. You do need to go into the Bluetooth menu to forget the Apple Pencil before you can use the Crayon. But all you need to do to pair the Apple Pencil again is to snap it back onto the iPad. So what about battery life? The Crayon is supposed to last 7.5 hours. It turns itself off after 30 minutes of being idle to preserve battery. It charges using a lightning cable, which made sense at the time, but the 2020 iPad Pro models use USB-C. The Crayon comes without a charger, so unless you already own a lightning charger, you'll have to buy one, which of course adds to the total cost. You can check the battery health by short pressing the power button. If it lights up green, the battery's good. If it's red, you need to charge it. A 2-minute charge gives you a 30-minute battery boost. The Apple Pencil is supposed to last 12 hours on a charge, but to be honest, that's kind of irrelevant to me because the pencil is snapped onto my iPad whenever I'm not using it, so I've never really seen it dip below 50%. Both have hard plastic tips. Personally, I'm not a fan because it makes writing or drawing feel really slippery on the iPad's glass surface. I'm using the paper-like screen protector, which really does make a difference. But I know some of you don't like screen protectors because it makes the screen look less bright and vibrant. In that case, I can recommend these rubbery nibs by Fertma. They slide right over the tip of the Apple Pencil and provide a little extra resistance for precision drawing or writing. Plus, they're very cheap. I'll put a link in the description. Just be aware that they don't fit the Crayon. So let's do a writing test and a drawing test. The writing experience with both pencils is fine. Although I find it difficult to get used to the Crayon's awkward design. I never quite know how to hold it. Both pencils are great for drawing shapes. Sometimes cheaper styluses struggle, especially with diagonal lines, which come out all squiggly. The Crayon does a perfect job. Probably the biggest difference is the lack of pressure sensitivity on the Crayon, which kind of disqualifies it for most artists. You can see the lines of the Apple Pencil clearly look different, almost like an actual felt pen. The Crayon's lines are just one thickness. It also doesn't support double tap to switch tools, which is quite useful on the Apple Pencil. It does have the tilt function, so that's something. One of the things I always miss in a stylus review is how well they feel in the hand just flicking around the iPad. I don't really like using my fingers to navigate, so I pretty much always have the pencil out, even for playing certain games. For this purpose, I think they both feel pretty comfortable. So what's the verdict? Whether the more budget-friendly Logitech Crayon is good enough for you, or whether you should shell out the extra cash for the added functionality and ergonomics of the Apple Pencil, depends on how you intend to use it. If you're an artist, don't bother, just get the Apple Pencil. But if you just want to take some notes or use it as a stylus to flick around the iPad, the Crayon is more than capable.
If you're interested to see how I use the iPad as a note-taking machine, make sure to check out the next video. Subscribe if you haven't already so you know when it's up. Thumbs up if you like this video. Thumbs down if you really hate puppies. Why would you hate puppies? Don't be that guy. What's wrong with you? See you in the next one.